Hi and welcome back to another video. Today we're going to take a look at a new game controller I've bought. It's a GameSir G7 Pro wireless controller. Now before we go and take a look at this, I'll let you know the reason why I've went in for this. Really over the past probably 7-8 years I've had a lot of problems with the official Microsoft Xbox controllers. As many of you probably know, these controllers suffer from stick drift. I'm not a heavy gamer, I maybe play a couple of hours a day if that, and I don't really play a lot of intense games, and I'm lucky to get a year out of these before they start with the stick drift issue on them. Now I've got quite a few of them and they all suffer from the same problem. I mean, they're not cheap, they retail about I think between £40 and £50, and really you expect to get a lot more out of them than that. Just a year and that's it before they start having issues. And the same can be said for the PS5 controllers as well. This is another controller I've got. Again, it's got stick drift in one of the sticks. I know it's not the way I play games. I've had this controller for probably a good part of 15 years. Doesn't suffer from any issues whatsoever. And I gamed a lot more back then than I did now. A lot of the time with these controllers, the actual thumbsticks would wear down to nothing before you'd get any issues with them, so it's definitely like a manufacturing thing with modern controllers. It just seems to be a major issue with them. So I decided, instead of buying another official Microsoft controller for like the 6th or 7th time, I'll go and try something a bit different. Now, I've never really been a fan of third party controllers. Always found that they always fell quite short from the official ones, but doing a bit of research and reading, nowadays that's not really the case. You find a lot of third party manufacturers can actually be better than the original manufacturers, so I decided to take a plunge and go for something a bit different, so I ended up with this one here. Now this is a Pro controller, so for a Pro controller for the Microsoft official one's a lot more expensive. I think they're about £130, I'm not sure, but it's over the £100 mark anyway. Now this one here comes in around, I think it was about £79, and that comes with, no, I'm sorry, this one here was slightly more than £79 because it's a Wuchang edition. I think it was £89, but I paid the extra just because it was a nicer looking controller. But you can get the kind of basic colour ones for cheaper. But anyway, this comes with a docking station as well, plus the battery built in, so that represents quite good value. Now I believe this is licensed by Xbox. It's got the logo on it, and it comes with a month's free Game Pass as well, so they must have some say-so with the manufacturer of it. So it has some features on the front of the box there. The main feature for me is the drift-proof sticks. Now if that does what it claims to be, this controller could provide very good value in the future. Compatible with all these systems here. I'll mainly be using it for Series X and PC gaming. And round the back there's not really much to see, just product numbers and things like that. So let's open it and see what's inside. So here we have the docking station for it. I do like the colours on this. This is why I bought this particular version. Underneath there's a little hatch. Now it comes with a wireless dongle, and I can believe you can have this plugged into your PC for charging and also use a wireless dongle for it as well, so it's only taking up one USB port, which is a great feature. We have the controller itself. Again, I really like the colour scheme on it. Micro switch D-pad. Feels really nice actually, it doesn't feel cheap at all. You can use it as a wired controller as well. It's actually got extra buttons there as well as the normal triggers you get in the controller. I'll show you the compared to the normal one. So we've got these two buttons here which are the extra ones we can map to different things. And it's got a couple of paddles there as well, and some other features here, which I believe some of them are sensitivity, and you can lock different buttons and things like that. I'll need to read into more what that actually does. And that will be the contacts for the charging dock. And we have a headset input at the bottom with a talk button as well, and I'm not sure what that one does. That's a pairing button, that's what that is, and that's a talk button there. So side by side, both have a very similar weight to them. If anything, the official one's slightly heavier, but not by much, just very slightly. Very similar feel to when you're holding it. It doesn't feel as if you're holding anything different. This does feel slightly smaller, but yeah, there's slightly less space between the top and the bottom, very slightly, but not by much. You can just feel it. So I'm used to using these for years, I can feel that straight away. But again, not a problem at all. Everything's in the same place, everything's in the correct place. So there doesn't appear to be a battery cover on these, which shows me the battery's built into these, which shouldn't be an issue. I've had the same battery in that since the Xbox One days, so it's the same battery I'm using. I just took that out my old controller and started using it. That must be like, don't know, 14 years old or something. So if the battery lasts that long, then no problem at all. In the box we've got the little wireless dongle here. I presume that's Bluetooth. So that's nice as well. We've got two different D-pads to choose between. Three. We've got one on it and an extra two. Personally, I'll probably be using this one. I prefer the kind of look and feel of the normal one, so I'll probably go and change that over to there. Underneath we've got a nice braided charging cable. Not cheap, not the kind of usual cheap ones you get. It feels like a really good quality cable. And we have the instructions. Xbox Game Pass, stickers and a leaflet. So looking at all the stuff we've got there and the feel of the stuff there, it definitely feels very premium. I mean, yeah, £80 is a lot for a controller. But when you compare it to the Pro controllers, the official ones, it's still a good bit cheaper than them. More expensive than the standard controller, but cheaper than the genuine Pro controllers, if that makes sense. So somewhere in between. I'm not really that fussed about having a Pro controller. I just want a controller that lasts and doesn't suffer from stick drift, and hopefully this is what I'm getting with this pad. The sticks have a nice feel to them, as do the triggers and shoulder buttons. These buttons here do feel slightly different. I'm not sure if they're micro switch, but they're definitely more clicky than these ones. These feel softer. But we'll see how it is when it's we're playing games with it. But there's a better look at the controller here. what I'll do is I'll take this away, I'll play on it for a few hours, and I'll come back and give you my final thoughts on it. So on the GameSir website we've got the option to download software and the app for the controller. So we'll download the one for this controller. So in the GameSir Nexus app we've got a lot of good customization options here. You can make up different profiles as well, which is handy for different gaming scenarios. Everything from the vibration to triggers, sticks. Nice to see a lot of options for different customizations we can choose. Nice to see as well we can update the controller's firmware from here, so I'll go ahead and do that as well. So from this app, the update process was very straightforward, which was good. So that's me back after giving it a good gaming session on it. It was easy enough to pair with the PC, no problems there. I played a couple of hours of Art Raiders and about an hour worth of Call of Duty on it. I must say it's a great pad, I feel really comfortable with it. I don't feel as if I've got something that's superior to the original ones I was using, so very happy with that there. I'm not sure if I'm going to use extra features like the paddles not on it, but I might do in the future. But my main thing is it feels good and hopefully it doesn't suffer from any stick drift. Only time will tell from that aspect of it. So with these D-pads here, I think I'm going to change it to, I prefer that type of D-pad, so what I'm going to do is show you how to do that. It's got a little panel here that just lifts off, it's magnetic, which is a very nice touch. So just the wee faceplate, the little faceplate just comes off like that. So in order to change the D-pad, all we need to do is pull it up. It just pops off like so, and we can put the replacement one we want on. Just clips in nicely like that, and we'll just replace the faceplate on it. Very easy to do. Battery life has been, I've only played it for kind of 3 hours, so it's hard to tell what the battery life's like, but I presume it's the same as what the official other batteries like as well, so I don't think there's going to be much difference with the batteries on it. The battery in this is a 1200 milliamp. The official Xbox battery I use in my controllers is a 1400 milliamp one. So there shouldn't be much difference between the two of them. This being a lot older, I'll probably see a good bit of difference. With that one, it should probably last me a bit longer than this. Bear in mind, this is probably a good 12 to 14 years old, this battery. Would I recommend this controller? Absolutely. I like it myself. I like the colour scheme on it. I like how it feels. And so far I've really enjoyed how it performs. It's definitely going to be my everyday controller that I'm using now. I know what I'll probably do is repair this controller and just keep that as a spare. But this is going to be my everyday controller now. Take a bit of a chance buying a third party controller. Like I says, I've never really done that. I always buy the official controllers. But on this occasion I'm glad I've took the chance and bought this. So for somebody that's looking for a new controller, doesn't want to keep having to replace them because of stick drift and things like that, I would definitely take a chance on this for the price as well. And it's got pro features, which is nice. So yep, I definitely recommend it. And just for the record, I did buy this with my own money. It wasn't sent for review or anything like that. I did buy this with my own money for my own use. So just to clarify that as well. And thanks again for watching. Hopefully some of you find this useful, and I'll see you for another one soon. Thank you, bye bye.